Welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we're looking at a framework that literally flips the script on personal finance. If the very word budgeting makes you want to run for the hills, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to unpack the ultimate financial blueprint designed specifically for people who, frankly, despise traditional budgeting. We're throwing out those stressful, outdated rules and replacing them with a highly actionable strategy you can start using today.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You hit the end of the month. You open up your banking app, and you're just staring at a balance that is shockingly low. You mentally tally up that coffee shop receipt, that online shopping cart, and you end up aggressively asking yourself the exact same question. Where did my money go? It's a frustrating cycle for sure, and it usually ends with you feeling like you've somehow failed at managing your finances.
So let's talk about why we hate budgeting in the first place. When most of us think of budgeting, we picture traditional budgeting. Exhausting restriction, meticulously tracking every single penny, and cutting out absolutely everything you love. It's miserable. But the source material we're digging into today offers a massive paradigm shift. Guilt-free wealth building. What if you could manage your money perfectly, build real wealth, and still actually enjoy your lifestyle without any of the guilt? Because that is exactly what this new blueprint is all about.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the budgeting dilemma, then move into Step 1, funding essential needs. Step 2 is budgeting for once. Step 3, investing in tomorrow. And finally, we'll wrap up with your immediate action plan.
First up, the budgeting dilemma, ditching the stressful traditional rules.
The core solution here is incredibly straightforward, and it's called the 50-30-20 rule. Think of it as a simple, bulletproof financial framework. It takes your total after-tax income, and that's a really important distinction. We're talking about the money you actually take home after taxes, and divides it into just 3 distinct buckets: needs, wants, and future investments. It organizes your finances so clearly that you never have to feel anxious or restricted about your spending ever again.
And the beauty of this framework is just how simple it is visually. You don't need a massive spreadsheet with 50 different categories. It's literally just 3 slices of a pie. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for your future. These 3 simple buckets cover absolutely everything in your financial life.
All right, Step 1, fund essential needs, the non-negotiable expenses. Exactly half of your after-tax income goes straight into this first bucket, 50%. This portion of your money is dedicated strictly to what you absolutely need to survive and function day to day. Let's get very specific about what actually qualifies here, because honestly, it's pretty easy to blur the lines. We are talking about the true non-negotiables: rent or home payments, utility bills keeping the lights on, basic groceries, transport to get around, and minimum loan repayments. The ultimate test is this: if you couldn't survive or keep your job without it, it belongs in this 50% bucket. But what happens if you run the numbers and realize your essentials are taking up way more than half of your income? The source material gives us a super clear troubleshooting tip for this exact scenario. If your needs exceed 50%, it's a glaring signal that you need to make an immediate change. You've got 2 choices. You must either ruthlessly optimize your fixed costs, or you need to focus on growing your primary income stream. You simply have to get this bucket under that 50% threshold for the rest of the blueprint to actually work.
Moving on to Step 2, budget for wants, guilt-free spending money.
Now here is the absolute game changer of the entire strategy, 30%. That is a massive chunk of your income dedicated entirely to your lifestyle.
This bucket is for all the things that just make life enjoyable. It covers dining out with friends, keeping all your streaming subscriptions active, weekend trips, upgrading your gadgets, the whole shebang. When you intentionally budget a full 30% for your lifestyle, you're literally giving yourself permission to spend it. You can buy that overpriced latte knowing with absolute certainty that your essential needs and your future wealth are already fully funded. The guilt, it completely vanishes.
There's a quote here that perfectly captures the philosophy. Traditional budgeting tells you to cut these out completely. We tell you to allocate for them. I mean, what an empowering approach. Instead of playing defense and constantly depriving yourself, you're playing offense. You're acknowledging that you're a human being who wants to enjoy life, and you're building a structured, mathematical space for that joy right into your financial plan.
Which brings us to Step 3, invest in tomorrow, wealth and protection.
The final fraction of the formula is 20%. This bucket is your financial leverage. It's your safety net when things go wrong, and your massive growth engine for when things go right. This 20% is funneled directly towards your future self. Now, there's a very specific order of operations here. First and foremost, you must use this 20% to build a solid emergency fund. You've got to make sure life never catches you off guard. Then, only once that safety net is fully secure, should this 20% be funneled straight into long-term investments. We're talking mutual funds, stocks, and retirement accounts. And crucially, the source highlights another powerful way to invest this money: education for high-income digital skills. Remember, your skills are an asset that yields massive returns over time.
This brings us to a really inspiring takeaway. Stop working for today and start building your tomorrow. While the 50% keeps you alive and the 30% keeps you happy right now, this final 20% is all about ensuring you have options, freedom, and real wealth in the years ahead. It's pure leverage.
Finally, your immediate action plan, implementing the blueprint.
So how do we put this all together? Here is how you calculate your baseline to execute this 3-step guide for immediate implementation. First, obviously, calculate your exact after-tax income. You need that baseline number. Then, you execute the 3 steps. Step 1, fund your essentials with 50% of that number. Step 2, allocate 30% for your guilt-free wants. And Step 3, secure your future with the remaining 20%. It is, honestly, just that simple.
Which leaves us with one final, incredibly important question to ask yourself right now. Does your current spending match the 50-30-20 rule, or do you need to make some immediate adjustments today? Take a hard look at your bank account this evening. Apply this simple blueprint. Budgeting shouldn't be a cage. It should be the very tool that sets you free. So what's stopping you from taking control of your financial future today?